So we're in the same boat as we were in before. And basically, it's just the same old story. What Neffert and this government that I don't know what you would call them lunatics, have more or less said at any point in any moment we could bring in more restrictions because of this Delta variant. Even though I think everybody would agree, and I think everybody in the country would say this, because disband Neffert is trending on Twitter, and it should be disbanded. It should be got rid of. In fairness, you know what we should do if it was free and it was fair, we'd be able to elect people. Like, take for example, we elect, I don't know, Jim O'Callaghan. Let's take that a random person out of nowhere. He goes for an effort. And we vote him in, the people involved vote him and say, at least then we could say it's our fault for electing these clowns in. But it's, again, these people in effort, I don't know where they're coming from or who they are, but again, they seem to have more power than the people that we elected in. Because again, it's our fault that we elect these clowns in, Micheál Martin and Stephen Donnelly. It's our fault. It's the people's fault for electing these clowns in. And we will hopefully we will learn from when the next election comes around that we won't elect them in, and for what they've done. But again, the thing is, at any moment, at any point in time, they could come along and say we're going to close all the pubs, all the restaurants, no outdoors, no coronavirus spreads outdoors. Again, this is the total bullshit going on at the moment. Like, again, people have put up with this for over a year, nearly probably going to go on 2 years, and we're still in the same boat. Where have we gone? Like, what's the end goal here? People are vaccinated. What do they want? People that have jam in their eggs. Like, this, what more can people, like, really, reasonably, what more do they want people to do an effort in the West? Do they want people to starve in the street? Because that's where it's going. Because if we keep going with this kind of fucking, I don't know what you would call it, fucking topsy-turvy fucking lockdowns. Forgive me for my language, but again, it's really justified with the amount of bullshit going on at the moment in this country. This is putting straight bullshit. Again, can they not trust people? In other countries, they can trust people. In England, even in Northern Ireland, they can trust people. It's a terror that they could actually just go across the border here. I'm actually 2 kilometres, 3 at most, away from the border, and go into a restaurant in Northern Ireland or a pub in Northern Ireland. They'll be fine. Not a bother, not a hate. Not a word about it. The PS and I wouldn't come near you. But over here, apparently, it's a crime against the state. It's more extreme than the offences against the state act. It doesn't make sense, does it? That you can just go up the road there. And you basically it's not against the law, and then when you come down inside, they have about 60 guards around you. It doesn't make sense, does it? Really, really doesn't. If you think about that, it doesn't make sense. And again, with the outliers of Europe, every other country, apart from one province in Canada, in the Western world, have banned indoor dining. And again, we don't see in England they're having a big discussion about how the cases are rising because of the Delta variant in England, in the restaurants in England, or things like that. They're able to do it. Again, the government don't trust people, and again, I think they're right not to trust us, because the reason why, because if we get some kind of responsibility and some kind of, power to the people again, then the government are gone. Let's be honest with you, the government are gone. Because we will elect them out, we kick them out, we will elect them out, we put in some at least decent, more better people, independence more or less, compared to these lunatics of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, who are running the country at the moment. Because it's not fair. It's really, really not fair. And restaurants, particularly restaurants and pubs, they have suffered the most. There's people down the road, the restaurant Devergower Inn down the road, and there's a few other restaurants around Cavan, and they have been buying extra supplies, bringing in more staff, extra precautions, glass barricades and things like that. And obviously that costs money. And obviously, again, they don't trust you and I, the people, to be responsible. Because again, when we're 18, we pay our taxes, we have more responsibility. And again, apparently the government think they have to be a big daddy, a big sugar daddy, and help us out. I think it's enough. I think it's enough is enough, and I'm sure people agree with me. It's gone to the point now where you just say to the government, just fuck off, will you? Just fuck off out of our lives and just stay in Dublin and just don't annoy anybody else. I don't know who asked them to get authority to do whatever they want. Again, Stephen Donnelly, this emergency powers have been pushed to November. It's a disgrace that it actually was pushed to November. This is what they're using the emergency powers. Total lock of bollocks, and that's all I say. The biggest load of bollocks you could come up with in this country. To be looking at this in a few years' time after all this is done, please God. Because it will go on another few years. Wait until you see, it will go on another few years because they're not finished torturing us yet, this government. It will go on probably to next year. But we have to ask Neffet. Apparently they can see all and know all. But again, it's come to a point where you're just like, fuck it. Like, just at this stage, let people just fucking live. Like, my God, man. Like, again, I could drop dead in the morning from a heart attack, stroke, heat stroke, anything. And again, I have had my life being locked into the house. Like, take, for example, young children. Not young children, but young teenagers going out for the night, meeting girls, meeting boys, whatever. No, they're missing out on social interaction, meeting people and everything that, and they're stuck in their rooms, and we have them basically prisoner in their own country, in their own house. And that's not fair. I'm sure people agree with me. It's not fair. It will take a toll on people's mental health, especially the young again. But it's a load of cock and bollocks, if you ask me, everything. It's just total cock and bollocks. Like, again, it's just bollocks. In Texas and other countries, they don't even have fucking lockdowns. They don't even have any mask mandates. They don't have anything like that. And everybody's vaccinated. It's beyond trying to comprehend. It's really beyond it because you can't take into lunatics. You actually can't understand what lunatics are taking, which is the people in Neffet and the government. That's it.